everyone, it's Luca from Pedal Partners. Today I'm going to go over the 5 greatest moments in the history of reverb. This is going to be a documentary format video. I love making documentaries. Check out my What is Shoegaze documentary, and I have a lot of fun documentaries planned. This Pedal Partners film is brought to you in collaboration with Reverb and their movie The Pedal Movie. Check that movie out, it's really interesting. I really enjoyed watching the evolution of how effects have evolved to this point where you've got today, where you can have a pedal board full of like 100 pedals, which you totally should. Pedal Partners is the home of experimental music on YouTube. If you enjoy this video, subscribe and hit the bell notification icon. It really helps out the channel, and you can also support us through Patreon and Coffee. All the music you're about to hear and all the visuals you're about to see are original. If you enjoy them, check out Violet Oscillation and Abstract. You can also contact me for music videos. I'll leave links to everything in the description below. We're going to start this video in nature. Reverb is a natural phenomena. Think extensive caverns, caves, or the echo of a large concert hall. I guess the concert hall isn't actually a natural environment, but what I'm trying to get at here is that reverb is natural in that it's all around us and in these large spaces such as the caverns and a large concert hall. If you shout your name, you're gonna hear it reverberate back at you, and it's just an amazing feeling. It's something I highly recommend you try out for fun. In a musical context, reverb first existed in echo chambers. These are actual rooms and studios such as at Abbey Road in London, Sunset Sound Studios and Capitol Studios. The basic idea of an echo chamber is to amplify instruments and vocals in a dedicated and specially designed room that itself contains microphones to capture the reverberation within the echo chamber. One of the first examples of this technique is the 1947 recording Peg O' My Heart by the Harmonicats. Here, the music studio's bathroom was actually used as a makeshift echo chamber. It's really fun experimenting with different rooms, different sounds around the house to experiment with natural reverb in your recordings. Echo chambers can be found throughout popular music, especially in recordings from the 50s and 60s, with stuff like the Beatles using the tiled echo chambers at Abbey Road Studios, the Doors, the Rolling Stones and others using echo chambers at Sunset Sound, and Beach Boys using one of the 8 available underground concrete echo chambers at Capitol Studios. The famed Motown sound also relied heavily on an echo chamber in the attic of the Hitsville studio in the United States. Whilst natural reverb and echo chambers are great for many reasons, even allowing producers to split dry and wet signals, dry signals being the original clean sound, wet signals being the reverberated sound, they still didn't offer full control over the reverb. In come spring reverbs, the sound of surf rock and spaghetti westerns. Spring reverbs operate by using, you guessed it, springs to create an artificially sourced reverberation. This sound is created when the springs vibrate from an audio signal and a series of reflections occur as sound waves bounce off the device's surface, and these delayed reflections are then recorded by a pickup within the system. The first spring reverbs were developed by Lawrence Hammond, who created the Hammond organ and could be controlled via dampening the springs with oil to create different sounds. The Hammond Type 4 reverb found its way into guitar music through Fender guitar amps. The next most important part in the history of reverb is plate reverb. Like spring reverbs, plate reverbs are based around a mechanical unit. However, they use a completely different system to artificially produce reverb. Plate reverb units feature a thin piece of sheet metal suspended using springs and a metal frame. Like spring reverbs, vibration is used to vibrate the metal plate and record this vibration with a single pickup for mono sound and 2 pickups for stereo sound. Plate reverb was the industry standard in the 20th century and it's still widely used today. One such reverb, the EMT 140, is responsible for the reverberation on Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, for example. With the dawn of the digital age came the possibility to create reverbs in the digital realm. Here I'm going to focus on early digital reverbs, and I'm also going to go over the rack units, which us shoegazers love. I mean, how could I not, man? I love shoegaze if you didn't know. EMT, the same company that created the 140 plate reverb, were the first to use digital technology to create reverb with the EMT 250 in 1976. The inventor of this unit, Dr. Barry Blesser, would also go on to be a fundamental part in the creation of the Lexicon reverbs we all know and love so much. These Lexicon reverb units are known by many to be the studio standard around the world. Other early digital reverbs include the Lexicon 224 and the EMT 251. The digital age also allowed for the creation of convolution reverbs, which replicate a space, a real-world space, in the digital realm. These reverbs are available in pretty much every digital audio workstation, such as Pro Tools and Ableton and Logic. In Logic, I know the convolution reverb, the standard one that comes with Logic, is called Space Design. It's a great reverb, and you can design a bunch of different spaces, whether it be halls, caves, probably outer space, to be honest. I don't know what the reverb is like in outer space. I don't think you can actually hear sound there, but it's fun to use. And digitally, for us shoegazers, what's most interesting is digital rack units such as the Alesis MIDI Verb 2, Yamaha SPX 90 and the Yamaha FX 500. Some of these are multi-effects units, but some of these are specifically for reverb, and these were used by bands such as My Bloody Valentine and Slowdive. You can find out more about shoegaze and the reverbs used in the genre in my What is Shoegaze documentary and my What is Dream Pop documentary, shoegaze and dream pop being interchangeable terms. You can find the modulated and reverse reverbs these units created in pedals such as my Realizer, which I released with Keeley. This contains the soft focus patch from the FX 500 and a reverse reverb inspired by the MIDI Verb 2 and SPX 90. This is Pedal Partners, right? So how could I not talk about pedals? Absolutely love the things. Reverb pedals first came around with the DoD FX 45 and Aerion SRV1 in the early 80s. These units, though, they didn't prove very successful. And to look at the real forefather of reverb pedals today, we have to go to the Boss RV2. You should definitely check out my video on this little gem. It's one of my favorite reverb pedals. It's very sentimental to me, but it just produces great sounds. Introduced in 1987, the pedal uses the same chip as the Boss RRV-10 mini rack unit. This pedal, however, brought reverbs into a pedalboard friendly format and is the reason why us shoegazers can now enjoy a plethora of options when it comes to reverb based pedals. Digital signal processing has really developed in the last 20 years. It's also known as DSP. That's the shorthand, meaning we can now all enjoy studio quality reverbs with the kind of pedals you're about to see and hear. Thanks so much for watching this video. Look out for more documentaries, look out for more shoegaze, and keep on gazing, my friends. Have a good one, and I'll see you all soon.